Nick said earlier that Brian Johnson's been on the sideline the last 2 games. What's been the benefit of that from your standpoint?
I think it's just been good to, first off, get him on the field. It's a little different when you're on the field, when you're up top, in terms of seeing the game. So, been good to have him out there, talking to him, communicating with him. Considering he's in the room, and I spend a lot of time with him, so having him on the field is good for me.
When you go into a third down situation and you realize if you have to run, you might have to take a hit, is that something that goes through your mind before the snap, or is that kind of something you think about as you're taking off?
It's kind of having a feel for it as a player out there, really. Certain situations, maybe certain times in the game, maybe it's a necessity, maybe it's not. I'll give you some context about that, and in situations where it's kind of hurt us and when it hasn't. I think back to a drive we had versus the Raiders where I slid prior to the sticks on second down, 2nd and 11. But you think that's okay. Then the next play we get, a penalty, then we back up, and then the drive goes down the drain. Where yesterday maybe I'm probably hitting the sideline, getting the sticks, being aware of the sticks, breaking out of bounds, and then the game on the line, going over the top of a guy to extend the drive because that was what was needed. So just trying to be mindful of everything as a player, and that's a moment versus the Raiders that I've learned from. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it was on display in that drive.
As far as the play action, your numbers have been pretty good out of the play action. What do you like about that? What do you do to work on that? And what's the key to being successful in that?
Well, I think throwing the ball, really all the play action game, it's a testament to what we're doing up front and how we're running it so well right now. I think in my history I've always had a lot of comfort in doing those things ever since I went to Alabama and kind of got introduced to that type of offense then. And I'm really snapping back and getting my eyes on the defense and seeing it and playing on good rhythm. So it's been good for us thus far, and we'll continue to grow with it.
To follow up on Dave's question about taking off and running, I know you said that you don't like to get too high or too low, but when you make a play like you did with the flip and everything, what's the adrenaline like in that moment when you're heading back to the huddle and call the next play?
Shit, honestly, that whole drive, it wasn't enough, clearly. But that whole drive, I'm like, I shouldn't even be right here. I shouldn't even be in this situation. I shouldn't even have to do this right now, So always looking at the things that I could have done better in the game. I, as a player and the work I put in, the work we all put in, we expect to be there and show up when the game is there on the line. Just have to be more consistent with it. And last game was an example of, take advantage of every opportunity. But, in a game like that, everything's going to be kind of less margin for error, and everything's more critical in the end. So a lot to learn from.
Nick said that on Fridays after everybody else leaves that you and he meet each week. What are those meetings like? What do you guys talk about? What's been the benefit of those?
Yeah, it's been good. I guess throughout the course of the year, we realized that's what we need to do. And I come up here, talk to you guys and give y'all a reference to that and how our communication has gotten better and things we do to build a better relationship and continue to grow and pick each other's brains. And our Friday meetings is something we find very important for us and the team. Just talking about life, talking about things we got going on. We're both new to, this city. We're both new to this opportunity and this job we have, so we talk and we build and we all talk about things we want to do to get this thing rolling.
Have you bonded over that? Because you are both new, you are both under tremendous amounts of pressure in positions, in this sport and in this town. Is that something that's kind of got you guys close together?
Yeah, I don't really see it as pressure, but it's definitely something that we both embrace because we want to win. And one thing I've realized is we kind of realized it about one another, I guess, is we're more alike as a competitor than we think. We both want it. We both may express it in different ways, but Coach and I, we want to win. And we work hard every day. We're putting the work in every day to get better and help the team. So we're going to continue to do that, and the results will come when they come.
When did you guys decide to start meeting on Fridays? How long you been doing that?
Well, I told him I wanted to come up there and holler at him. We talked, you know, and he was like, let's make this a Friday thing. That was already my intentions, but it's a Friday thing, so for a minute now, yeah.
Okay.
Have you had that with head coaches in the past?
I have.
All
I have.
or something like that?
It's a little different, you know. I grew up, I lived with the guy I played for in high school, so I got a lot of that. I got a lot of time with him. With Coach Saban, I spent a lot of time with him. I meet with him after games, actually, instead of before, right after, on the off day. And Coach Riley, I spent a lot of time with him. He was in the room with me, kind of like Nick, but I go in there and holler at him as well before games.
Where does Brian Johnson fit into that equation? What has he taught you, you know, some tangible things he may have taught you the first 9 weeks here?
I think you know, you could say tangible. I think it's crucial for everybody to be on the same page. You know, you have a ton of different people that have their hands on the quarterback. Coach Steichen, Coach Sirianni, and Coach Johnson. I mean, everybody's always on the same page, so we're all preaching the same things, so we can be as efficient as we want to be. But I think I'll say it again that Brian's been very important to me in my time here thus far in this year, and he's been good for us.
What do you like about 21 and 13 personnel? What do you like about those packages?
I don't know. My first answer to that was I like winning. I like scoring. I don't really care who on the field. I don't really care on the field.
Brian, obviously you guys had a relationship before when he was recruiting you. How close were you guys back in those days? And did you know a lot about him as a coach? Obviously the recruiting process is different, but did you know his kind of philosophy?
His philosophy, I was aware of it. You know, you seen the things he did at Mississippi State, some of the things he did at Utah and at Houston even. But my relationship with Brian goes long before, you know, his coaching time. I remember watching Brian go beat Alabama, you know, when he played at Utah, and, you know, watching him as a kid even when my dad coached him. So it's been a great relationship.
On the play you checked two with Devontae touchdown. But what did you see? I heard cover zero. And how many plays did you have? Like 2 plays that were given to you, or did you have to kind of come up with something else?
It was off the dome. Off the dome, like off the dome. You know what that means?
No.
Like off the top of the head.
So it was just a play that you just came off the top of your head?
Yes, sir.
And then how do you communicate that to the guys at the line?
I make sure they hear me or see my signal, and we just roll.